Hey everybody, it's Amber Fox again, and I'm here on day 2 of the 90-day Bliss Challenge. And today what I wanted to talk to you about was motivation. And, how our motivations are always going to be the same, but how they kind of grow over time. And let me tell you, my motivation has always been and will always be my kids. And, when I got started in the online business that I'm in, it was at first to make a little extra money, and then I saw what a great opportunity it was, and I knew that I wanted to quit my job and stay at home with my kids. And that was my motivation that drove me, and I did that. I've achieved that, and it's wonderful, but my kids are still going to be my motivation. Of course, because I want to keep staying at home with them, but I didn't realize it was so much more than that. But I realized it today. I realized it today when I dialed into a call. And this call was for a different team within Empower, which I don't usually listen to other teams' calls, but the reason that I did today was because a good friend of mine had posted it on Facebook, and she's actually on the same team as me. She's not on that team either, but she had posted the details of the call, and she was so excited about it that I knew there had to be something, huge in that call. So I thought, I'm going to listen in. And I don't say that I don't listen to their calls because they're not good, because I know they are, but you get such an abundance of information and opportunities when you join Empower that you cannot possibly, be a part of everything. If I dialed into every call, watched every Google Hangout, watched every training video, then I would never have time to actually do any work that, brings the money in. So my big thing I always tell people is, learn a little bit at a time and then go do it. I spend 20% of my time, listening to calls or reading or listening to audios or learning, watching a training video. And I spend 80% of my time actually going out there and marketing stuff, making videos, creating blog posts, whatever. And that's how I found success. So anyway, I dialed into that call today because I knew it had to be huge. And it was. It was interesting that I was trying to figure out what I was going to do day 2 video about. And I thought, I really want to talk about my kids as my motivation. And then I dialed into this call, and it solidified, what I was thinking about my kids being my motivation. But it also made me realize that it was so much more than just wanting to spend time with them and be at home with them. That was the basis of it. But it was so huge and profound. And I'm going to put the details for this call in this video, in the description, so that you can listen to the call. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and kind of recap the call in my notes that I took from this call. But it will not be the same as you hearing the call, because Nicole Cooper is the one who did the call, and she is so powerful. But I don't know how long that video, that call is actually going to be up as a replay, because I'm not a part of that team, so I don't know how they do it. So if you call in and, the topic is not kind of what I'm talking about here, then I'm sorry, they probably took the call down. But I hope that my recap and, if you get this video, not too long after I post it, that you get to hear it. And I hope that it shows you the power of having motivation and the power of impacting your children. Because that's when it hit, that's the basic of what hit me today. Not only am I doing this and now I'm getting to spend more time with my kids, but I'm impacting their future. I'm teaching them lessons every day. How you're living your life is teaching your kids. So real quick, let me go through my notes and kind of tell you what I learned. And, hopefully it motivates you to make some kind of change in your life that you know you need to make. First of all, the decisions we make now impact our children's future. Just think about that for a minute. When you get ready to make a decision to do something, it's going to impact your children's future because they're learning from what you're doing. This is something I wrote down that I was going to start saying to myself a lot. And it is, I must be successful so I can show my children that we are not limited to the circumstances we are in. And to relate that to me, what was I teaching my children when I was coming home complaining about my job every day? Coming home and crying because I didn't want to miss out on something else with my kids, but I had to because I had to go to work. I was teaching my children that you work your butt off and you go to school for 2 years and get a college degree like I did just to get a job that you hate. What is that teaching my kids? I mean, if I want my kids to go to college, is that a really good thing to motivate them to go to college? No, I don't think so. Another thing I wrote down is, the world is waiting for us to show them that there is more to life. You know, there's so many people out there that just don't realize you don't have to do it anymore. Just make a decision to try something different. No, your life's not going to change like this. I had to work at this online business while I was working my job until, I got enough results to justify quitting. Another thing I wrote down was, stop being passive with your life and watching your life go by. Do it now. Take advantage of opportunities that are presented to you and take action to achieve your dreams. Alright, next thing I wrote down is about me. Why have I tried 2 different home businesses? Why have I, why did I work my butt off late at night while I was working 6 days a week at my job? Why did I stay up late to work on this online business? Why do I put myself out there on these videos and tell the whole world and whoever sees these videos all about me? Because I knew that if I didn't do that, I knew that if I didn't do that, I knew that my family was doomed to a life of mediocrity and slavery. And, that's how I felt towards the end of my job, honestly. I knew there was so much more and that I could have it if I worked for it. And I did. I don't live a life of limitations. I live my life in excellence. Alright, and my next note is, you live in fear, you live in doubt, and you live in lack. You second guess every decision that you are required to make. And I was there. I used to be just like that. But now, my thinking is, every time I go to make a decision, I say, I know that everything is going to work itself out. Alright, my next note is, a job is not a mission or a purpose. It is survival. It is slavery. I choose to make it my mission to make an impact and to have purpose. And let's see, my next one is, sometimes we get lost in the bills, we get lost in the stress, we get lost in whatever life is throwing at us at the time. We get so lost in all that we forget about the bigger picture. You, yes you, are impacting the younger generation. So live the way that you want them to live. And I really thought about myself again in that because, like I said, the way I was so down about my job before that was not the way I wanted my kids to be when they grew up, so why was I doing it? Now, I've showed my children that if you have a dream, if you have a goal, and if you go out there and you work for it, you can have anything you want. Alright, and my last 2 notes I have, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. I'm inspiring people and I'm changing lives. And I'm focused on my purpose. So what I care about is my children's lives and how I'm affecting them. And I care about the people I'm inspiring and the people that need to be inspired that haven't been inspired by me yet. About the naysayers and the people that have negative things to say, I don't care. And my last note is, stop silencing your inner self when it tries to tell you what you are meant to do in life. Because so many times, you have that little voice in the back of your head that is saying, maybe you should go try this. But you keep it quiet because you're like, no, we need to be safe. We don't need to spend extra money to go do this. We need to, we can't do that. Well, that's exactly the reason you should do that. Because if I hadn't put myself out there and gotten in this business, which is only $25 to start, by the way, I would still be living my life in that job, living my life in depression, living my life not happy, living my life with no purpose. And that's not a way to live. So find something that motivates you. And if you have kids, then it's probably your kids. Think about that. What do you want them to do if they were in your shoes? Would you want them to continue to live a life that they weren't happy with? Or would you want them to go for their dreams? So check out the details of that call because it's really powerful. And if it's still up, listen to it. And then click the link around this video if you have a dream and you want, something more. I can help you get that.